Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video we're going to be going over 50 plus easy to collect battle pets in World of Warcraft. I'll be dividing up the battle pets into 6 sections. In a moment their timestamps will be on screen. Remember that if you like the video and want to see more mount and battle pet collecting guides, be sure to leave a like on the video, get subscribed, and hit that little bell to see future videos. The 6 sections are more or less based on continents. We have Kalimdor, Eastern Kingdoms, Outland, Northrend, Darkmoon Faire, as well as factions for your faction battle pets. Their timestamps should be on screen now. With that being said, let's jump into the video. First, Battle Pet section. Kalimdor. Moving from the north to the south, we're going to make our first stop in Winterspring for the Winterspring Cub. You'll want to find Michelle Durham at the coordinates shown on screen. She'll have for you a Winterspring Cub for sale. After that, the next stop is for the Horde only, but don't worry, there will be an Alliance only stop in Eastern Kingdoms. Skip ahead to the timestamp on screen to get the next faction neutral battle pet. Head to Orgrimmar. Here you'll want to find your way to the drag, starting at the coordinates on screen and venturing down until you find a goblin pushing a cart full of toys, the goblin named Black's Bottle Rocket. He'll sell you 2 battle pets, the blue Clockwork Rocket Bot and the Warbot. After buying these 2 pets you'll want to find Yaga in the Valley of Spirits. She'll have for you the quest Blown Away. For this quest you'll want to collect 5 Winstead balloons, which are strewn throughout Orgrimmar. On screen are general locations for the balloons, but really you can find them just about anywhere in Orgrimmar. Anyway, turn that in and get the pet Horde Balloon. Then continue on to Northern Barrens. Up next is the Leaping Hatchling. You'll want to go to the Northern Barrens and use the coordinates in the description down below to find Tack's Nest. These are not always up, but there's a good chance it will be up. If it's not, just come back later, maybe some hours or another day later, and it should be there. I didn't have any problem logging on to 2 different realms to find one on each realm. Loot that pet from one of the nests and carry on to Dustwallow Marsh. Similar to the Leaping Hatchling, the Darting Hatchling is found on one of several nests that can be present, this time at Dart's Nest. Collect your Darting Hatchling from the nest from one of the coordinates at the description down below and move on to Thousand Needles. In Thousand Needles you can visit the coordinates on screen now to find Plucky Johnson. He'll be running around in polymorph chicken form. If you can track him down and manage to right click him, he'll turn back into human form. Otherwise you can just kill Mad Magus Turth and the polymorph will drop. When he's in human form, either way, you can buy from him the Ancona Chicken. After that we have our last and final pet of the Kalimdor section, the Ravasaur Hatchling. This raptor is just like the other 2 collected before. Find a nest, in this case the Ravasaur Matriarch's nest in Ungora Crater, and loot the pet from it. Coordinates for this are in the description. Up next is the second battle pet section, Eastern Kingdoms. Starting this section off a little more challenging is the Singing Sunflower in Hillsbred Foothills. Honestly, I think this is one of the more difficult ones in this video. You may need practice for parts of quests required for this. You'll want to head to Hillsbred Foothills and find Brazy the Botanist at Brazy Farmstead. Talk to him and pick up the basic botany quest. Then you'll play Plants vs. Zombies in World of Warcraft. Complete that quest and you'll start a slightly more difficult quest, Flower Power. Complete that and you'll be on the first one that is really difficult. Ghouls Hate My Grains. In the making of this video I failed my first attempt at this, so don't get discouraged if it takes you a few attempts. Next up, complete Someone Set Up the Pumpkin Bomb, which is even harder than the last one, but you can drop pumpkin bombs. Finish that quest and you'll have your last quest in this chain, Lawn of the Dead, in which you'll have to kill Warden Stillwater. Be sure to use the pumpkin bombs whenever possible on him. Completing that rewards you with the Singing Sunflower pet. If you'd like to hear my strategy for dealing with the harder stages of this quest chain, listen on. Otherwise, jump to the timestamp on screen to continue your quest for pets. For the harder stages of this quest, I followed basically the same build every time. I put a sunflower down in the far left column in the center row, then put another below that, then another above the original. Basically, try to get as many sunflowers as possible. When a zombie gets too close, I plant a plant spitter to make sure it's killed in time. Keep trying to crank out sunflowers when possible to fill out the first 2 columns with sunflowers. But don't let any zombies or ghouls get too close, by putting plant spitters in their way when needed. I then work to fill out the next 2 columns with plant spitters or freesias. While doing all of this, passively fill out the 5th column from the left with rock nuts. As the round goes on, replace any plants as necessary, as you should be generating plenty of solar power from the sunflowers. On the last quest, Lawn of the Dead, you will almost certainly have to spam pumpkin bombs whenever possible for the lighter, more harder hitting waves. With the Singing Sunflower out of the way, we'll be moving into the wetlands for the Razormaw Hatchling. There will be a cave in the northeast at the coordinates on screen, which you can then go into and find the Razormaw Matriarch at her nest. Open the nest and loot the hatchling. Feel free to kill the adult raptor immediately after. Moving on, head to the Blackrock Mountain in the Burning Steppes. In the mountain, find Lower Blackrock Spire and enter the dungeon. Run in and follow the route I take to find Mother Smolderweb. Kill her and she should drop a Smolderweb Hatchling. After that, continue following the route I take to find Quartermaster Ziggurat. Kill him and take the Worg Carrier for your Worg Pup. Both of these pets have a 100% drop chance, so you shouldn't have any problems getting them. You can run out, reset, rinse and repeat if you'd like to get 3 of each. Up next is the tiny Flamefly from the Burning Steppes. This guy comes from a quest chain that is not neutral, so an alliance chain exists and a horde chain exists. Be ready for a long-ish quest chain. An easy one, but a long one. These quest chains are basically the same for the most part, except for one NPC. I'll note who that is in a moment. You'll want to head to the Burning Steppes and find Mutant Flamestart at the on-screen coordinates. Get his quest Done Nothing Wrong and talk to John J. Kishin for the Alliance or Ariok for the Horde for the quest Burning Vengeance. Complete both of these quests. Then, from Kishin or Ariok, pick up Mud Hunter, a future project, and Stocking Up. Complete all 3 of these and pick up the Sand, the Cider, and the Orb. Turn that in and pick up Warlocks Have the Neatest Stuff and Shadowboxing. Complete those and turn them in to get Return to Kishin or Return to Ariok, depending on your faction. Turn that in and pick up Chisel Grip, the Heart of the Steppes. Turn that in and get Prove Your Allegiance and Scrap Golems. Then head over to Kishin or Ariok and pick up a Needle in a Hellhole. Complete Prove Your Allegiance and Scrap Golems, then get Golem Training. Complete that and turn it in and then turn in a Needle in a Hellhole. Pick up a Perfect Costume, then use the tailor's table beside him and pick up the proper supplies. For reference for what your race requires, see the on-screen representation for what you'll need to put in. Anyway, complete that and get Into the Blacktooth Hovel. Turn that in using the disguise you've made, then get the quest Grunt Work and Strategic Cuts. Complete both of those and get the Kodo Caller's Horn. Complete that and get Taking the Horn for Ourselves. Turn in that quest and get the quest General Thorgazog. Complete that and get Trial by Magma. Talk to Wordle Spreelthonket, who has possibly one of the worst names to record, to kill Magma Lord Kolob. Turn the quest in and get both Abuse of Power and I Am the Law and I Am the Lash. Complete those and turn them in. Here is where things will differ depending on your faction. For the Alliance, get the quest Morgan's Vigil. Turn that in and finally get the quest 7 Yup. Complete this quest by collecting 7 Flameflies and turn it in. You will then have your battle pet. For the Horde, however, get the quest Flamecrest. Turn that in and then finally get the quest Not Fireflies, Flameflies. Complete that by collecting 7 Flameflies and turn it in. You will then have your battle pet. Moving on is an Alliance only stop. Timestamp on screen if you want to skip ahead to the next faction neutral stop. For the Alliance, you'll be headed to Stormwind City. Here you'll want to find your way to the Trade District, starting at the coordinates on screen and adventuring around the outer part of Trade District until you find a gnome pushing a cart full of toys, the gnome named Craggle Wobbletop. He'll sell you 2 battle pets, the blue Clockwork Rocketbot and the Warbot. After buying these 2 pets, you'll want to find Vin in the Cathedral District. She'll have for you the quest Blown Away. For this quest, you'll want to collect 5 windswept balloons which are strewn throughout the city. On screen are general locations for the balloons, but really you can find them just about anywhere in Stormwind City. Anyway, turn that in and get the pet Alliance Balloon, then continue on to Westfall. The next battle pet is the Westfall Chicken, which you can get in Westfall. Or, well, anywhere you can find a regular chicken in the world. But you'll want to get Special Chicken Feed, which can only be acquired by purchasing it for 25 copper from either Farmer Saldian in Westfall or William Saldian in Terracefall Glades. Stroll on down to your local chicken and open your macros menu. To do this, hit escape and click macros, or type /macro. Then create a new macro with the body of only the text, /chicken. Move that macro onto your action bar and target the aforementioned chicken. Now smash that sucker, the button I mean, over and over until the chicken becomes friendly with you and offers you the quest Cluck. Complete this quest by turning in the Special Chicken Feed and an egg will spawn from the chicken. Right click that and collect your new battle pet. Moving on from your Westfall Chicken, head to Booty Bay at the southmost part of Eastern Kingdoms. Find the Goblin Narc who sells pirate supplies and buy yourself 2 parrot cages, Cockatiel and Senegal. With that you will have acquired all the pets I have suggested for Eastern Kingdoms. The third battle pet section is Outland. Here we have only a few stops. The first one is Dealer Rashad in Netherstorm at the coordinates on screen. He sells quote-unquote exotic creatures. From him you can buy the blue Dragonhawk Hatchling, the brown Rabbit Crate, the Siamese Cat Carrier, the Mana Wyrmling, and the red Moth, all unique to this vendor. After that we move on to Terracard Forest. You'll want to find a bird named Skywing at the coordinates on screen and pick up the quest Skywing, which is an escort quest for Skywing which rewards the pet Miniwing. You'll have to babysit the bird a bit as it goes to where it's designed to go to, as it gets a little, well, wonky, as the NPC is a bit buggy. When Skywing gets to where he wants to go, he'll turn into an Arakoa, and you can then head to Rylak the Redeemer in Shatrath City to turn in that quest and collect your battle pet. Next up is one that takes a little time, but I personally think it's very well worth it, because it's the Nether Ray Fry. These are the coolest creatures in the game to date, in my personal opinion, bar maybe the Arakoa race. Furthermore, because the pet is locked behind Exalted with a faction, you can resell the Nether Ray Fries on the auction house for a bit of a profit if you'd like. That aside though, you buy the pet from the Shatari Skyguard Quartermaster when you are Exalted with a Shatari Skyguard. I won't go into too much detail about earning that reputation here though, as I've already covered it in another video. If you want, you can easily grind the reputation out in a single day. If you'd like to see a guide on that, check out my video on 60 plus easy mounts, as there's a part dedicated to this faction for the mount form of the Nether Ray. The timestamp in that video where the reputation is should be on screen now, and a link to it can be found in the description down below or in the card in the top right of this video. Moving on, we have the 4th Battle Pet section, Northrend. Again, only a few stops like Outland. You'll want to head to Dalaran in Northrend and go into Magical Menagerie to talk to Brianni, who sells pet supplies. From her you can buy the Calico Cat Carrier, the Albino Snake, the Obsidian Hatchling, and the Nursery Spider. Brianni can also be found in the same place in the Legion version of Dalaran. After buying those, head down to the Underbelly, specifically the Northrend Dalaran Underbelly, and talk to Dara here who will have Ghostly Skull for sale. Once you buy that, head back up to the surface of Dalaran, again still in the Northrend version. You'll want to create 2 macros now. One that only has /target Nethera, and one that only has /cheer. Using the coordinates in the description, you'll want to find Nethera's light using the /target macro. Once you find it and you have it targeted, dismount and get out of shapeshift form if you are a druid. Then spam the /cheer macro until Nethera despawns. After that's done, you should have your battle pet. Moving on from there, we want to head to Borean Tundra and find the cave at the coordinates on screen now. Head into that cave to find the white Merlok Egg. Note, it's not the thing on the table, rather it's the egg in the back with some armor. Pick that up and you'll now have the baby Merlok Turkey. After that is the 5th Battle Pet section, the Darkmoon Faire. Pets in this section can only be gotten during the Darkmoon Faire. The first pet in this section is Jubbling. For this battle pet, you'll want to go to the auction house and buy 3 Dark Iron Ale mugs. With these mugs, you'll want to go to the Darkmoon Faire and find Moria at the coordinates on screen. Then go behind her and look for a frog called Jub. You'll want to right-click the Dark Iron Ale mugs and use them on the ground to lure the Jub to Moria. Once Jub gets close to Moria and drinks the Dark Iron Ale, she will offer you a quest called Spawn of Jub, which requires you to turn in 1 Dark Iron Ale mug to her. Once you do this, she'll give you an egg for the Jubbling. This will take 7 days to hatch, then you should have your new battle pet. After that, you'll want to talk to Galissa Sundew at the coordinates on screen. She'll have many things for sale for a currency called Darkwater Daggermaw, one of which is the Darkwater Skate for 500 Daggermaws, which is a full-speed swimming mount. I showed that in my 60 plus easy mounts video as well, if you'd like to check it out for that. Acquiring it will be the same as acquiring the 2 battle pets from the vendor, but scaled up. From her, you'll find the 2 battle pet items, Blorp's Bubble and Translucent Shell, which summon Blorp and Ghost Shell Crab respectively, and cost 50 Daggermaws and 100 Daggermaws respectively. So, 150 Daggermaws total. These Darkmoon Daggermaws can be fished up from around the Darkmoon Isle. They are not bind on pickup though, which means you can buy them from the auction house if you so choose. At the time of making this video, they were priced anywhere from 15 to 45 gold on the auction house. This means you'll be looking at spending 3,300-ish gold to purchase the 150 Darkmoon Daggermaws for one of each of the battle pets. When you have your fish, take them to her and buy your battle pets. Wrapping that up, we have the 6th battle pet section, Factions. Now, this may sound silly, because sure, everyone who wants battle pets may well have likely gotten their faction's battle pets. Not everyone has though, and it may be something you overlook without even thinking about it, and that's 22 pets you might be overlooking. 12 pets for the Alliance and 10 pets for the Horde. That being said, you'll want to visit each of your faction's pet vendors. For the Alliance, you have 12 pets. For the humans, you'll want to go to Dani Anthania, the crazy cat lady in Elwyn Forest, at the coordinates on screen. She'll have for sale the cat carriers for the Bombay, Cornish Rex, Orange Tabby, and the Silver Tabby. For the Night Elves, you'll want to visit Shillanai, the Owl Trainer, in Darnassus at the coordinates on screen. She'll have for sale the Hawk Owl and the Great Horned Owl. For the Dwarves or the Gnomes who share a battle pet vendor, you'll want to visit Yarlin Amberstill in Dunmorrow at the coordinates on screen. She'll have for sale the Snowshoe Rabbit Crate. For the Draenei, you'll want to visit Six, the Moth Keeper in Exodar at the coordinates on screen. She'll have for sale the blue, white, and yellow moth eggs. In addition to those, you can also buy one of the Alliance race's battle pets from Audrey Burnup in Stormwind City at the coordinates on screen now, depending on your race. Humans get the Orange Tabby Cat, Night Elves get the Great Horned Owl, Dwarves and Gnomes get the Snowshoe Rabbit, Draenei get the Blue Moth, Worgen get the Gilnean Raven, and Pandaren get the Jade Crane Chick. It is worth noting that this is the only way you can obtain the Gilnean Raven or the Jade Crane Chick, so you may want to make a Worgen and or Pandaren to get those pets. For the Horde, you have 10 pets. For the Orcs and Trolls who share Battle Pet vendor, you'll want to visit Zantish, the Snake vendor in Orgrimmar at the coordinates on screen. He'll have for sale the Black King Snake, the Brown Snake, and the Crimson Snake. For the Tauren, you'll want to visit Halpa, the Prairie Dog vendor in Thunderbluff at the coordinates on screen. He'll have for sale the Prairie Dog. For the Undead, you'll want to visit Jeremiah Payson in Undercity at the coordinates on screen. He'll have for sale the Undercity Cockroach. For the Blood Elves, you'll want to visit Jolan in Eversong Woods at the coordinates on screen. she'll have for sale the red, silver, and golden Dragonhawk hatchlings. Similar to the Alliance, you can also buy one of the Horde race's battle pets from Varzok and Orgrimmar at the coordinates on screen now depending on your race. Orcs and Trolls get the Black King Snake, Undead get the Undercity Cockroach, Blood Elves get the Golden Dragonhawk Hatchling, Tauren get the Brown Prairie Dog, Goblins get the Shore Crawler, and Pandarian get the Jade Crane Chick. Also worth noting, similar to the Alliance, is that this is the only way you can obtain the Shore Crawler or the Jade Crane Chick. So you may want to make a Goblin and or Pandarian to get those pets. So there you have it, 50 some odd battle pets for both the Alliance and the Horde. Do remember to be sure to leave a like and comment sharing your thoughts or questions you might have. And I really hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful, hopefully collecting a few new battle pets. If you did and want to see more guides like this in the future, be sure to get subscribed and to turn on notifications with that little bell. With that all being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.